Super excited. I think, sometimes I have to reflect and remind myself that, we weren't always a team that was invited to the NCAA tournament. So it's really a big deal. And the players in our program, I want them to have the opportunity to celebrate it, and to get a 6 seed is great for us. And just excited about the opportunity to play on Friday.
You're on mute, Angelique. Oh, okay. Who wants to ask the first question?
I usually cede to the daily, but all right, I will. Yeah, Kim, congratulations. How much, if anything, do you know about UNLV?
Great question. Not much. I know that they had an unbelievable season. They only have 2 losses on the year. I know, I'm on the coaches poll, so I get to vote every week. So I get their updates on their scores every week, and I've kind of been following their team. And they have a great coach. I think she's pretty young in the business. I think she played maybe at Stanford. Sarah, correct me if I'm incorrect. But she's done a tremendous job. And, in the last 15 minutes, Andrew, I've been looking at all their box scores, going through their roster, having some film downloaded. So as soon as I finish with you guys, I will definitely start watching them. But they have had a historic season for sure.
Alejandro?
Kim, you've been talking for the last couple of years about how the Big Ten has improved. I'm curious your thought process as you're watching those 1, 2, and 3 seeds rolling out, and you're seeing, Indiana, Iowa, Ohio State, and so on.
Yeah, and we were right there. It gave me a little bit of a stomach ache knowing that, you're inches away, or a healthy team away from being right there. But that's part of it. I think that's part of college basketball. But now's our chance to be a Cinderella, so to speak, and now's our chance to continue to play. But I think it just is tremendous growth for our conference. I think our conference was the #1 conference in the country this season, and hopefully we're going to show that to the world in these next couple of weeks. But really happy for the teams, the 4 teams in our league that received a chance to host and top 4 seeds. And then great for Indiana. I thought Iowa was going to have a chance to be a 1 as well with the way that they finished. Maryland's playing exceptionally well, and Ohio State pretty much beat everyone, and then just had a bad game down the stretch there. So I think they were rewarded for that as well. They were up to #2 in the country at the beginning of the year when they were healthy. So I think those guys got some great seeds. And then, we also had Illinois and Purdue get in, which I think was pretty awesome for our league as well.
We'll go Angelique, and then we'll go to the daily.
Kim, on the broadcast, they referred to Michigan as battle tested. Do you feel like that's what this program is about right now going into this tournament?
Yeah, Angelique, I think that's really a great point, and that's something that we're going to emphasize this week with our team. We're a really good basketball team. We're a team that was under the radar at the beginning of the year. No one expected that with Naz's graduation. But then we went to some tournaments. We played on the road. We played at Miami. And we challenged ourselves against some really, really good teams. And then, we got banged up. We had a couple things at the end of the year where we didn't finish exactly the way that we wanted, but we weren't 100% either. So this gives us an opportunity these last couple weeks to get back at it. And I think our players are feeling excited about the opportunity to continue to play, and in a different role, maybe, be the upset team this year. But just the chance we are battle tested. And one of the things they didn't talk about on the broadcast, but it's interesting to me, and you might have picked up on it, but a lot of our kids don't, because they're fairly new in the program. But we've played, or I feel like myself personally has probably played against Kim Mulkey as many times as we've played against Iowa, I feel like, anyway. And it may not be that many, but we have played against them her specifically as a coach, a number of times in the last 5 years. So I think for them too, we always have this thing going. I said, someone must like the Kims together, because, they always have us in the same bracket as them. But that's no guarantee. UNLV is just a great program, and they are having a great season, but it does feel like, we're always, I said to my husband, it feels like we spend every Easter holiday with Mulkey. So I don't know. It's just, I'm excited about our bracket. Every time your name gets pulled in this tournament, you have a tremendous matchup. And every time as a coach, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the team I didn't want to get, because I think that's the coaching mentality. And it's like, oh, UNLV, one of the hottest teams in the country. Like, man, I was, I didn't want to get them, but I think I would have said that probably about 63 other teams. So just happy to hear our name called, and we are battle tested for sure.
So you mentioned already that the team is, felt kind of snubbed by the preseason rating after how last season ended. And in the first seeding reveals, Michigan was projected to host. Is that something you're seeing from the team, or you're feeling yourself a little bit of like chip on your shoulder from not getting one of those host seeds this year?
I think, you have to go through the season, and we weren't 100% down the stretch. And that's probably, why we didn't get the seed that we were hoping for, projected for, when we were 100% healthy. So, it's tough in the women's game when you don't get to host, because now you have to go to win on somebody else's home court. Potentially, you got to get past the first round, but you're not going to have your fan base. You're not going to play on your home court. So that definitely makes it a little bit more challenging. But last year's team was a team that, was 16-0 at home. And this year's team is a team that, played, probably as well on the road as we did at home. We lost a bunch of home games. So I think the mentality for our players is, okay, we've done okay on the road. We've done okay on neutral courts this season. So we're not afraid to go on the road.
Kim, do you feel you're kind of closer to 100% now? Obviously got key players back, in the Big Ten tournament, but as far as, reacclimating Layla and where she's at, and yes, the team in general.
She's back, which is obviously life-changing, and it was great to have her back in the Big Ten tournament. But she's a work in progress. She's still, rehabbing every day. She's practicing, but I wouldn't say she was Layla pre-injury just yet, but it's certainly nice to have her back. She's certainly a difference maker for us, and we're excited as a program that she's back out there.
After the Big Ten tournament, you mentioned you wanted to work on a few things in practice, like defense and finishing. How prepared do you feel in those areas headed into the tournament? And how do you feel about the progress that you guys may have made in the past week or half?
Yeah, it's been great to kind of have this week to prep on us and really work on, our stuff. And I thought it was a great week of practice. We got in there for a little bit today. We did a really fun team activity as well after practice today, but just great energy, great vibes, really, really good momentum in practice, and just excited where we are and looking forward to working on UNLV tomorrow.
Anyone have anything else?
What was that
the team activity, Kim?
It was the Iron Chef, actually. So each player had to find an apron around the gym after practice with their name on it, and then there were some clues, and there were teams designed, and they had to go up, and they cooked. They had 15 minutes to cook us a little mini meal, and then they had 10 minutes to cook us a dessert. And there were a couple of judges, and they were in groups, and it just was a fun team activity. They really enjoy watching those cooking shows, and it was kind of just great momentum heading into tonight.
Hunter, go ahead. Oh, who won? I asked this of everyone. It was the TikTok team, right?
The TikTok team, which was Leah,
Hold on,
let's see.
I'm gonna consult my photo.
Okay. Oh, you have the winning team photo?
Well, I have like the group photo, so hang on. It was Leah, Jordan, Elise, and
Alyssa?
I think so. No. Yes, and Alyssa. Yes.
Alyssa.
Yeah.
They used the air fryer to make chips out of their pita bread and made 3 different types of kind of salsas or
Like a dip. Yeah.
dips to put on top. And then they made a chocolate chip ice cream sandwich, I think, for dessert. You had to have a special ingredient. I don't know what theirs was, marshmallows maybe.
Mhm.
Oh, maybe Shelly. No, Shelly was Shelly in their group? I'm not sure. Anyway, it was fun.
All right, so
It was
next
great.
watch party, you're inviting us to your place.
Yeah.
This is also like inside baseball, but just maybe out of left field, but what are the logistics of getting yourselves onto ESPN from your house? Like, how does that happen?
Sarah.
Yeah,
Easy.
it's me. And then today, I mean, not to like go into too much of like my stress, they sent me the wrong like audience link. So like whatever. So every time I kept clicking it, it was just trying to send myself an email. So I sent like 10 emails from 6:40. I got over here at like 6:35 for this very reason. So I sent them like 10 unanswered emails until they finally got back to me like 7:36. So normally it's a lot smoother than that, but
All right, now I have a question. How many of you are coming to Baton Rouge? That'd be nice. We need some people.
I love Baton Rouge.
You do?
Yeah,
Well, come on, Angelique.
I covered Lady Vols against Leon Barmore there.
That's
Right?
pretty awesome.
No, it
That's-
was Sue Gunter. Leon Barmore was Louisiana Tech. Sue Gunter.
Sue Gunter. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I was
Nice.
going to ask if you've ever been, Kim. Have you ever?
I don't think so. No. I followed those teams though, those Sue Gunter teams. There's some pretty awesome teams, but I've never been.
I guess if you've never been it, I don't know if you'll be able to answer this question. We're trying to figure out how to go, but it's a logistical nightmare. So
I hear it's pretty difficult.
Just fly to New Orleans and drive over.
How far is it from New Orleans?
An hour, I think.
Oh, really? That's probably that's what the airport you would have to go out of is.
I think so. Or Mobile. You could fly into Mobile too, Alabama. Somewhere.
Yeah, I think right now we're looking at about an 18-hour drive. So
unless there's room on the
unless
team
there's,
plane,
yeah.
if there's
So-
room on the team plane,
But
All right, I'll check. I'll get Sarah on that tomorrow to see if we can logistically work that one out.
yeah.
that would be incredible.
That would be something.
I could actually take my exam in Ann Arbor then.
You would just have to cheer for us though. I mean, we need as many fans there as we can get.
David, go ahead.
Hey Kim, this is David Wilkers with Maize and Brew, SB Nation. Speaking of Baton Rouge, obviously you're focused on UNLV, but on the other side of the bracket, what do you see from LSU and what do you see from Hawaii heading into the tournament?
Ooh, I don't really know too much about Hawaii. Congratulations. I haven't watched them that much. I've had an opportunity to watch LSU because they've been on TV a bunch this year. They've had a lot of success this year. They're, one of their best players was in our league last year, so we had an opportunity to play against Angel Reese a number of times. So I definitely know her, and like I said before, Kim Mulkey is a person that I've had an opportunity to coach against a number of times too, and definitely a Hall of Famer, one of the best in the business, and kind of the environment that she's created at LSU in a short period of time is incredible. And I know Angelique was just talking about it. LSU has such rich history and tradition anyway. They've been a women's basketball powerhouse for years and years and years. But it seems like that energy has really been brought back there this season. So I'm sure that place is going to be buzzing. I'm sure the environment is going to be absolutely incredible. And, you know, even for our players, it's tough going on the road, but it's great for women's basketball to play in environments like that. So I know our team will be fired up. And I bet that even for, you know, our game against UNLV, there will probably be a great women's basketball turnout for our game as well.
All right, well, thanks everyone for joining. Really appreciate it. And maybe we will see you in Baton Rouge. Who knows?
Yeah, let's go, everyone. All right. Have a great
All right,
night.
thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.